thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone. Is my timing right on this time? Blind.
Oh, I didn't have the speaker on for you. Oh,
no.
Sorry, I didn't have the music. I was like, well, Tanner's really jumping the gun this week. He's never done this. I see. I forgot to turn on your sound. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Take it away, Tanner.
I was flying completely blind, just trying to guess my way through.
You were really close.
Welcome, everyone. Episode 473 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. We just wrapped up another killer pre-show. Now it's time for the show. My name, as usual, is Tanner.
And, of course, as usual, my name is Tommy.
Us two old dirty son of a guns back in the saddle again for one more. We are prime and ready to go after a pre-show like that. I would say, if I could say one word that we are after that, I would say it's prime.
I would say we are prime and ready to rip, is what I would say.
We're real prime after that one, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. The pre-show ladies and germs will know what we're talking about. They know, but we're looking for a pre-show record next week, so make sure to not miss the pre-show next week. We need a record in next week's pre-show to tell a greasy story, so let's see if we can do it. This week's episode of the show is brought to you by our good friends over at Build Fast Formula. Check them out at buildfastformula.com. You can find their full collection of supplements there. They've got their Vaso Blitz and their Full Blitz. There's people in the Discord talking just today, talking different supplement formulas, how they do well on their tum-tums and that sort of thing. And recommendation got thrown out there that the 1 scoop of Vaso Blitz, the 1 scoop of Full Blitz is the way to go. I think Jeff called it the Tanner Palmer or something like that, but that wouldn't be fair to take credit for it. Big Nate taught us that, so I think that's like the Nate Palmer.
That's right from the source. That's from the lead man himself.
Yeah, so Vaso Blitz is the dual nitric oxide sports supplement. Full Blitz is the fully loaded, fully caffeinated pre-workout, a scoop of each. Can't go wrong. 10% off with discount code Massenomics, and then if you sign up for a recurring order on anything, you get additional 10% off. So you get 20% off, and then orders over $100 in the U.S. are free shipping. BuildFastFormula.com.
This episode is also brought to you by Barefoot Shoes. Barefoot.store is home to the best barefoot shoes on the market today. Our personal favorites are the Ursus. I've been rocking the Ursus low-top barefoot shoe. It has a canvas upper, a gum sole for that clean, classy look, but that gum sole adds just a little bit of flair. You say, well, what's so special about these? It really is the closest thing to feel like you're not wearing anything at all. Been wearing them in the gym, out of the gym, in the office, at home, wherever you can think of that you can wear shoes. We wear these things. Also, they got options for high tops, low tops, boots, made in America boots. They got slippers. They got pretty much everything you could ever think of. Head on over to barefoot.store. While you're there, use code Massenomics, and you can save 10% on your next order. Thank you, Barefoot Shoes.
We're going to flip the script on it. Just when everyone thinks they know what the script is, we're flipping it this week in episode 473. We're flipping the whole friggin' script right on its head. Just when we tell people they're going to have to wait 45 minutes for the title topic, we're saying, frigate, that you thought that's what you want, and now you expect that from us. We're not doing that anymore.
You're jumping to 45 minutes for the title topic. Too bad you missed it all now.
Yeah. So we're going straight into title topic.
Wait. Can we crack a cold one first?
Yeah, let's crack a crispy, ice cold, crispy cold one. What are you drinking over there? Wow.
Kirkland Lime. Did I have a good
Kirkland
crack
Lime?
on that?
Oh my God, get on my level. How about a Better Goods Lime?
Better Goods. Wow. Have you ever had those before? I don't remember that one.
Is this Target, or is this the Target one, or I don't know.
No, isn't Target Good and Gather?
Oh yeah, it sounds right. I don't know what the hell Better Goods is. It's the Baird refrigerator brand, apparently.
You have my attention.
Let's see whose is better. Your crack was way better. I know that.
Got to get it right on the mic.
My crack was crap. That's what I would say. There we go. Oh, my good God, that's refreshing.
Is it?
Oh,
Well, it's a
God.
lot. I mean, come on.
Mine might be a little better than yours. I'm not even sure.
It could be. Mine's very room temperature.
Oh, well, yeah. Then I got you beat, I guess, for sure. Do you want to tell? Well, here, first things first.
There it is.
You know what that means? We're going to talk about what the title topic is this week. What the heck is the title topic?
This week's title topic is biggest home gym purchase regrets. And you say, oh, okay, well, two of you talking. What's the fun in that? Well, we're throwing in a curveball this week. We are getting some experts, industry experts on the line to discuss their biggest regrets with us. And these people were calling. They've bought a thing or two before, haven't they, Tanner?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully you lined up some people to call because I didn't.
Wait, I was supposed to do that? What? What? Oh boy, this is already falling apart.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to talk. So we're saying biggest gym purchase regrets, and I guess that could be open ended to what anyone wants to think about it, right?
Yeah, could be. I mean, they say it could be anything, but we all know one thing that it won't be. I mean, obviously, no one's going to regret any horse stall mat purchases, so we know that will not be on the list.
If someone says that, I'm hanging up.
Click. It's over.
When we'll talk about some of ours, I think also, but for the sake of the title topic, we're just going to jump into asking some people, I think, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, first one, I'm not going to spoil the surprise. Everyone can listen along. Let me make sure I got this. Haven't used this track in a while on the soundboard, so
been a while since you dusted off the old phone connection.
That's right. Some of these people I haven't reconfirmed recently, so who knows? Maybe they won't answer.
I'll
try one right now.
They'll see a South Dakota number and they'll remember. Can you crank that volume a little?
Yeah. Can you hear it?
A little better, yeah. We'll hear.
I got it all the way
talk.
to max now.
Okay. And your phone's up to the max too.
It is now.
You've reached Brandon.
Well, again, gave. Could you hear that?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. We're 0 for 1. Off to a hot
That's all
start.
the way maxed. I wonder why it's quiet.
Oh no, sorry. Yes, I thought you were saying, did I hear what he was saying?
Oh
As in,
yeah.
No, that sounded. Yeah, when he was talking, it sounded good there.
Okay. All right. Let's try someone else.
It's gonna be really inconvenient when no one picks up for our.
I bet we'll get someone. We'll get a few home gym. We got a whole Rolodex full of home gym experts actually here.
Howdy, howdy.
Oh, who's that? I'd recognize that voice anywhere.
Howdy, howdy. It's Big Keith here, No Wine Cellar.
The No Wine Cellar, old Keith. Tommy, can you hear it all right?
Oh, okay. It's okay.
All right.
But if we're maxed out, that's all we can do. So we'll just roll
I guess
with it.
that's. Oh, I had one more notch on the board left.
Oh, well, that probably was the difference.
All right,
here.
Keith, tell us your social security number so we can do a sound check.
Well, let me. I don't know about that. It's 6969. Something else in there probably. I'm not sure how many. I'm not big math over there, so I can't keep track how many digits that is.
Yeah. So Big Keith of the No Wine Cellar, co-host of the Unpaid and Underrated podcast, home gym con veteran, ultimate home gym nerd, really. So we got a real expert on the horn.
Indeed. So Tanner reached out, wanted to know some home gym purchase regrets. I had little notes here. I know they only wanted 1 or 2 answers, but if I have to go with one specific item in the last decade that I've bought that I'm like, God damn, I really hate this thing. I'm sold it off after a while, was the Titan Camber squat bar. more like the geared powerlifting squat bar, not like a bench bar or anything. It's just had no use in my gym. It was the most god awful large contraption. It weighed like 80 pounds. I had an SSB and a Duffalo bar, so it really didn't add a variety that I needed to my training. So, I think when COVID hit and people were buying stuff left and right for inflated prices, I let that go as quick as I could. So that would be like my one individual thing. And then like a general thing would just be, waiting too long to get into like to milled plates. I had invested a significant amount of money and time building a cap weight collection of the cap standard 2-inch Olympic plates. I think I had at least a couple thousand pounds of that, and when I finally realized how inaccurate so many of them are, and one of my other friends was starting to collect vintage York, and his big claim was like, man, they're super accurate. And once I realized, yeah, they really are. Everything does weigh within half a pound. And I kind of spent a year or so building up a collection, and then when I had enough to kind of swap them all out, I did that. So, but that was 5 years after investing into cap weights probably, so that was a little frustrating. But that would be my two main things I'd say that stuck out. And then I don't know, as a wild card, maybe the reverse hyper, because even though I only paid like $300 for it, I think I use it once every 3 months. So that's probably more of a me problem than the reverse hyper problem, though.
What reverse hyper do you have?
I have the basic Rogue one. Okay. So it's not the more fancy one like Tanner has, but it's not just the basic one. But
yeah, but it's still a nice one though. Yeah.
I have the. Yeah. I mean, it's still like, I think I paid a couple $300 for it. I think it's like $800-900 delivered with shipping. So it's like, it's part of me. It's just like, it was such a good deal. I don't want to get rid of it, but I just need to use it more. I really, my back does feel better when I use it, but it's like, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things I don't want to do it. It's time consuming. It's, I don't know.
So the reverse hyper, because you don't use it that much. The plates, because of the obvious reason you eventually realize, I like the York milled plates. They're just better. So that makes sense. And the camber bar, so is it not that the Titan one sucked? It's just that you realize you didn't really have a use for that bar at all?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the Titan was, I don't love Titan by any means, but I've got a couple other products now, and I don't see a reason to upgrade. I'm not going to upgrade my farmer's handles because it'd be like $1,000 to upgrade them, and they were like $300 and they work adequate. But yeah, the camber bar itself, like I could have I don't know who makes a better camber bar like that, but I wouldn't use it. If you're in a commercial setting and maybe you can store it vertically or something, but like having to store it on the wall, it takes up so much of my, it literally would take up like, you'd have to have it at the bottom, and then you have to make sure you have enough floor space underneath, even if it is on the bottom of your gun rack. It was just, I don't know, it didn't have a home in my spot.
Well, see, your problem was you needed to load the camber bar up with as many bands as possible. Isn't that how Big John would do it, Tanner?
Yeah.
That's right.
Then you're really rocking the camber bar.
Well, I guess one other regret was more of this is more like a 10-year ago thing. Before I could even really say I had a home gym. It was I think we had just started getting into fitness, my wife and I, and I had a tiny little room in the basement, a tiny little area in the basement that we had dedicated to some like, I think everyone at one point had one of those yard sale benches in their basement that like had just a standard bar on it, and you would bench on it once every 6 months basically, and that'd be your workout. And I think at one point I had my mother-in-law for like, I think it was like my 29th birthday present, invest in some literal 1-inch standard plates and like a bar. And it was like a $200 set from Sears or something. And I thought that was upgrading my home gym, and God, that was a mistake. And, then I got stuck with like hundreds of pounds of standard plates that I had to get rid of like a couple years later when I really did dive into the no-wine cellar and having the home gym.
Yeah, when you get serious about it someday, you might get as many pairs of Made in America 45s as me.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that dick measuring contest out, because I don't think you're that far ahead of me. maybe a little bit.
Doesn't matter how far. There's only one winner.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
I mean, if we use the DOTS formula of square footage versus poundage, I think I might have you beat, but I guess there's
no DOTS formula in the jungle.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they tell me.
All right. Those are great answers. Keith, you got 10 seconds to make one plug of some sort. What are you plugging?
Go ahead and check out the Unpaid and Underrated podcast. If you're not, I think most people already listen to it. Hopefully, if not, it's a good follow. If you like what the boys at Massenomics do, we're just we wouldn't exist without them. So, go give us a follow. Unpaid and Underrated.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Big Keith.
Thanks, Keith.
Later, boys. Night.
All right.
Keith,
Keith had
he's been through a lot of stuff over the years.
Right.
Makes me realize how just young I am in my home gym journey, hearing about all the stuff he's bought.
Just a little whippersnapper compared to the no wine cellar.
Walk over here.
Right. Should we just continue down our journey a little bit? All right. I don't know why we'd stop now, honestly.
Can't stop.
And you don't know who I'm calling each time really
either.
So it's just a surprise for everyone. We'll get someone eventually.
A lot of ringing on this episode.
Well, I guess I was actually joking earlier when I said we didn't line up a bunch of people to call. We actually did line up all these people to call. I don't know why there's like a little bit of a...
Well, when you do that, I get it.
Maybe, do you hear it otherwise, though? You
No,
don't hear
I
anything?
don't.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I won't worry about it then. It's just a little bit on my end.
It might be because just your phone's close to the board.
Yeah. All right, we're just going to try another one. Luckily, we got more than one lined up here. All right, here we go. This fella's going to answer. I got a good feeling. Ooh, sometimes I get a good
Your
feeling.
call has been forwarded.
Just kidding. Jesus.
And that puts a stop to that one.
All right. Next.
Going to run out of people pretty fast at this rate. Wait, I guess this is the hard way of finding out everyone.
Hello.
Big Kurt, is that you?
This is me.
Kurt, I got to give you props right off the bat. The last three people that we coordinated to call on this all didn't answer, so you're already.
Oh my gosh!
Can always count on Kurt.
Sometimes it's nice to be accountable, or not accountable, but following through. I don't remember what the heck I'm trying to say.
It's whatever it is, you're it. That's what I would say.
Well, it's nice to be something.
Yeah. So it's Big Kurt Locker that we got on the phone. Past guest of the Massenomics podcast. Of course, there's no way of knowing what number episode that was, but if you look up Kurt Locker in Massenomics, you'll find it there. Big Kurt's got a pretty sweet YouTube channel of his own where he goes through his home gym equipment, his home gym journey, and
pumps
maybe
out a
someday
lot of content.
Yeah, maybe someday there'll be like a Massenomics gym tour of his facility. Who knows? Anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
Yeah. So our question of the day, Kurt, and I don't know if you're going to go off the cuff or if you've paid any thought to this, but your biggest gym purchase regrets over the years.
So regrets with an S. So that's good.
Well, yeah. If you got one, we'll take one. If you got more than one, we'll take more than one.
So it's interesting because regrets can be turned a couple different ways. So like right off the bat, I had that rack mounted reverse hyper on my Monster light rack when I was stationed down in Texas. And as much as I liked hitting posterior chain on a reverse hyper, something that I used once a week weighed like 300 pounds, cost me several $100s in freight to get down there. And then when I finally sold the rack, it was just so difficult to get rid of, even lowering the price down all the way. So that was just kind of like an interesting regret. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, something that I still have would be like the Havoc triads, the three-handled weights, and you can like change the load. But the reason isn't because I don't like the weights themselves. The reason is because they're adjustable, and that adjustable hand weights are just a pain in the ass. And I really just wish I had a fixed set. So I regret because I invested my $700 dollars into the pair, And I wonder what I could have done with that $700, turning it into maybe some fixed versions of that.
So do that company make a fixed version of that, or would it be like a different, something slightly different altogether that you would have got?
So they did at the time. And then when Kabuki, rest in peace, picked up the design, they had them available for a little while. And I've got a couple of the Kabuki ones. I've got the 40 and the 50 pairs. But yeah, basically just kind of been waiting for the next people to pick up that design and run with it. I don't know who Derek or Grim has licensed that design to right now, but maybe something that's laid it out would be cool, or something along those lines. But basically, I regret it because again, like changing the plates on it is just such a pain in the butt sometimes. And if there's a barrier to a movement, I likely just won't do it. So like I said, I still have the triads, and I do still use them, especially if I'm doing circus dumbbell training, because they work really well for getting warmed up to, the opening weight on my circus dumbbell, which is 107 pounds. So you got to have something to get you there. So I'll use the triads for that.
That makes sense. And what the first one you said, was it rack mounted reverse hyper? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Rack mounted reverse hyper. And again, that one, if I had the space, I'd love. It was the rug one. Yeah.
Yeah. I just pull it up here. I'm not sure I've really ever seen. I mean, I knew they existed. Not sure if I knew Rogue had one or not, though. I'm just looking at it now.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they do anymore. I think it's the RH-2I.
Yeah.
I think
the one I have here is the RH-2M is what I have pulled up.
Yeah. So that's the Monster Series.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep. So the one I had was the Monster Light 5-Ace hardware on that old blue rack that I used to have. So, and again, it's not that it didn't work. It's just that it took up so much space. It ended up just being like a glorified drink holder, 9 times out of 10, or, you know how these things work, reverse hypers.
Yeah.
And also the rack mounted one is also a little bit more difficult because it's the rack mounted one sits up higher off the ground. So that first jump, so you got to put like your foot in the strap or your foot in the rollers. And then you take that first jump, and that first jump on the rack mounted one is probably 3 or 6 inches higher than what the standalone version would be.
Okay. Good answers, right, Tommy?
Yeah. Yeah. So far in 2 calls, we have 2 votes for reverse hypers of some kind.
Yeah, that has come up now twice.
See if there's
probably
any
because
other
the drink
trends.
spotter came around to make them obsolete too.
Right. Save a ton of money and a ton of
There's
space.
a good chance.
Yeah.
Yes. And you can mount the drink spotter nice and low anyway, so you can hit your posterior chain just as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's so Big Kurt, are you running the strongman competition at Home Gym Con this year?
Yes, I am, and I appreciate you bringing it up. The strongman throwdown's going down for real. It's going to be good. 2-day show, 3 days on event 1, 2 days on event 2. So far, it's stacking up to be pretty amazing as far as vendors stepping up. So, like, we got Bear Steel Equipment is bringing Nick Best out. If you guys haven't seen that update,
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh no.
So
That's cool.
Nick Best will be there. He'll be over at the competition area as well as the Bear Steel booth. And then Bear Steel's also giving me deadlift bars and axle bars to use for the deadlift medley. Then we got weighted out, so like the really thin steel plates. They're doing a limited edition black with red spec plates, and those are actually going to be available for sale for cheaper than you can get them on well, let's just say they're under $1 a pound at $170 per pair.
That's almost stealing. Someone should be locked up and thrown away if they get them at that
They
price.
should be. It's like finding money.
You can't afford not to, really.
Exactly. And then, Black Widow training gear, JD Gym equipped, stepping up with the Hercules hold. Sorry, the Hercules. Yeah. Well, got really confused there for a second. Yeah. But basically, we got tons of good equipment. Freedom Strength Co. is also stepping up with a bunch of sandbags. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. Got 38 athletes signed up right now. And this time last year, I only had 20. And then the actual day of competition last year, I had 50. So with there being about twice as many people registered at this point, I'm hoping for a bigger turnout this year as well. And of course, every single dollar that is earned on top of what it costs to put on the show gets donated to the EOD Warrior Foundation, which is a 501c3 charitable organization that helps out all Forest Services EOD technicians. And yeah, definitely an amazing charity that does some amazing work.
So someone could still get signed up if they wanted to today, tomorrow, any day. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can sign up. I think the last day to register that I've marked in Iron Podium is literally just for t-shirt orders, which I'll do a fudge factor like I do every year. But I think it's in May, like third week in May. So like, I'm sorry, third week in June, like literally right before the competition occurs.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for the answer, Big Kurt. Actually, I was going to say we'll see you at Home Gym Con. I'm going to strike that. We'll see you real soon, as a matter of fact. So we'll see you real soon.
Oh, yeah.
Keep the place warm for us.
Oh, I will. It is.
All right. All right. Stay safe over there.
Yeah. You stay safe there. You guys have yourselves an excellent evening, okay?
All right.
Thanks a lot, Kurt. I like the stay safe sign off.
That's more good answers.
Yep.
Everyone's got something different, don't they?
Well, besides the reverse hyper.
Well, everyone's got something the same, actually. Why am I saying different? I'm saying that everyone has something different, but they really have all so far the same. Let's try somewhere a little closer to your neck of the woods.
Oh,
here, Tommy.
Okay.
Let's try this one here. See if this little fella's got his ears on or not. I feel like we're on a roll now.
We are.
People are just going to be answering left and right.
What's up, big dog?
Oh, is this the perfect little sweetie himself?
This is he.
Is this the first time your voice has ever been on the Massenomics podcast?
It is.
Really?
How many
This is.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
How many check marks?
This is the jacket right here.
Woo. You just 5 seconds ago, you just earned yourself a Hall of Fame jacket level position.
Oh, I've never been in the Hall of Fame before.
Best phone call of your life.
Yeah, you made it. So yeah, that's a good point. There's going to be a big Hall of Fame jacket ceremony this summer on the Friday night prior to the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic in my backyard. We've got 5 inductees that will be receiving their jacket. Big Lou just checked off his 15 also, and we got 3 others to join you guys. So pretty excited about it.
Oh, wow. I'm pumped.
Do you think we should get like champagne glasses and a champagne bottle at just because then it'll be you 5 plus the existing Hall of Fame jacket level members, and everyone will get a champagne glass. I think that's the move. I think that's the way to go.
I like that.
I think we can't afford not to.
That's right. So we're talking to kind of a YouTuber guy, right?
Oh, I dabble, yeah.
What's the channel handle?
Perfect Little Sweeties Gym.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I've been pumping out a lot of videos though.
Yeah, I like to vlog, I guess. I'm kind of a vlogger.
Big vlogger. I'm loving it. I think you're doing a great job. Keep it up.
Stuff.
Thank you.
But do you know our question of the night? You've got Perfect Little Sweeties Gym there. We have done an official Massenomics gym tour. There's also a Perfect Little Sweeties gym tour of it on your channel as well, so people can get a flavor for the Perfect Little Sweeties life. But you've got a ton of equipment in your gym. You've been buying a ton of stuff all the time. You're a Facebook Marketplace fiend. But what's your biggest gym purchase regret or regrets over the years?
I mean, I don't really regret much. I mean, there's a few little pieces here and there. Like I bought this tricep bar from Titan for like $50. It just made me mad. It sucked. It was so bad. I gave it away. But I think my biggest regret is the thing I didn't buy. The Marketplace deal that slipped through my fingers.
Oh, okay. What is it?
It was a $600 Texas Strength Systems combo rack.
Oh, yeah.
And And it was at a place I was already going to pick up gym equipment. So I was like, I was already going to be there, but I just didn't message him in time. He sold that to someone else.
Ooh, that is
Dang.
letting the deal go
That's
on
a
that
miss.
one.
That's my biggest regret. I don't know where it would go, so I guess I'm like glad I didn't get it. But
Do you worry about where things will go when you buy them, or do you buy and find space later, or do you usually have a pretty good plan?
it really depends on the deal, honestly. Like, well, when I picked up those York dumbbells for like $100, like I was like, I'm gonna have to make a room for this, but it's too good a deal to pass up, you know.
Yeah.
But like the glute hand developer I got like not that long ago, I was like, I'd been rearranging it in my brain like a bunch, like where it would fit before I bought it.
And I can attest, it just looks like it would belong to that spot forever. So you had some masterful planning there.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any regrets on the standing 2-legged leg curl machine?
Oh no! Now that I finally figured out how to use it right, I don't.
It's really funny watching that because it actually kind of messes with your brain. Like, what am I looking at here? When you do both legs.
I was squeezing so tight that my pecs were cramping afterwards.
Randy would approve, I think. That's all I agree. Randy would approve.
Oh, Randy. Is it short for Miranda, right?
I think so. Good answers on the regrets. Let's see. Tommy, you'll probably be training with Bryce anytime. You guys get your little Sioux Falls training.
It's kind of a strength mecca down here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the center of the culture.
So how much are you selling those Excel Globe dumbbell sets for? What's your asking price?
Oh, those little things. I'm not right now.
Oh, okay, you're not. Okay, I thought I saw they were on Facebook Marketplace. Must have been some other ones in Sioux Falls, I guess.
Oh, must have been a butt dial or butt post.
I butt posted them on Facebook Marketplace.
Just have my whole gym just posted, ready to go. But
yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, but you have been getting more and more like vintage stuff all the time too. You've really expanded the vintage collection.
Yeah, it's a sickness.
Yeah,
it's just too fun.
We're down with the sickness over here.
I'm somewhat of a scientist myself.
Excellent. Well, that's all real good. We're excited for the Hall of Fame ceremony. I think we got a jacket that's going to have your name all over it, literally.
Oh, I'm excited.
All right. Thanks, Big Bryce.
Bryce.
One more time. What's the YouTube handle?
Perfect Little Sweeties Gym. I think it's LIL, not little. It's Lil.
Yeah, Perfect Lil Sweeties Gym. Like, comment, subscribe.
Of course, yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Bryce.
see ya.
All right, thanks. Bye.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
He did not regret his reverse hyper purchase.
No, he did not. What was the first? He said there. I actually like his take on it. His biggest regret was missing.
Those are the ones that actually hurt the most when you feel like you have
worse.
something and you don't get it.
That actually hurts way worse than buying something that you don't like.
Because it's not like stuff online where you just go, "Oh, I give you my money, you give me this thing." You know, the decision's on you. Or there, it's somewhat out of your control for Marketplace.
That does hurt way worse. I think. That's interesting. I'm gonna try one more. I didn't even line this one up. Actually, I'm just taking a shot in the dark that this guy might have a take on it. We'll just see. He always says, "If you need me, call me." So we'll find out. No. Oh wait, was that about to ring through?
It seemed like it.
Hey, okay. If you're out there listening live and you say, "If you need me, call me," I'm gonna give you a call right now. So make sure it's. I thought that was gonna go to voicemail, and I didn't want to give away his anonymity. We'll try it again.
Still not sure who you're referencing.
What's going on, boys?
Oh.
There he is. I was thinking we needed to make this podcast go international.
That's it, man. Can you guys afford this? It's
Oh crap! I forgot about that.
tariffs and shit on here now.
Pay attention to what your supporting member bill will be next month. There might be some adjustments on there.
There's going to be an extra tariff
Yeah.
line on the supporting membership.
I was a little nervous there. You guys weren't getting much love there with guys answering. I'm like, I'm always there for you, boys. You know that.
Well, you always say it, so I remembered. You've said it so many times over the year. I'm like, well, I know one guy that said he's always there for us. If we ever need him, we'll call him.
Again, that's how Mrs. Scancer picked me. If you get nothing better, I'm here. So
It's like, well, I'll take you.
You just got to go with what's available.
Sometimes the best ability is availability.
that's right. That's it. I'm just hanging out. So I'm not going anywhere fast. So
Big Scants, 2-time Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic veteran, Wooden Plate Award winner, I believe, right? You've been a Wooden Plate Award winner at the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic.
Yeah, I'm the reigning most master.
Most Masters. Got a very nice garage gym made infamous by your garage gym reveals where you open the garage door and you're there. You've got you got a good setup of equipment there. You didn't get to know about this ahead of time, but I wondered if you were thinking while listening, anything that you've added to the garage gym over the years that you can say you kind of regret.
I don't think I have much regrets. I'm pretty sparse and stuff. Probably there's a couple of, I picked a Swiss bar up once I'd blown a shoulder tendon out and did a lot of research, and Swiss bars were the thing to do and didn't get much out of it. But, I don't, I wait around a fair bit and pick and choose what I buy. So most of the stuff I buy is, pretty much Mrs. Can's jokes. I'll muse over something for 6 or 7 months before I buy it. So when I finally tell her, hey, I'm going to buy this, she's like, just buy it. Yeah. I know you've been beating yourself up. Just treat yourself and buy it. So yeah, I'm not much an impulse buyer. So
unless it's from a Massenomics drop.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not even impulse. That's just natural. That's what I got to do. What am I going to do? Miss it? The FOMO is real.
What I'm gathering from what you talked about your buying decisions there with the gym equipment and stuff, it seems like in your age you've learned a thing or two about self-control and making the decision process smart.
Smart is something that's never been used as a descriptor for me. So, but no, I don't worry too much about it. I just, like I said, I pick and choose stuff that I need. I'm not much for fancy stuff, I guess. It's, Big Bryce was saying in one of his last videos, it's like barbells. If you can hit weights on a stiff bar, you can hit on any bar. So, I don't worry about, doing strongman. I don't worry about having specific bars. It's just, be strong, buddy. That's all you can do, right? So,
and I don't know if you said it, but just to clarify, the safety squat bar would not be a regret, right?
Oh God, no. My favorite lift is a straight squat bar, but my shoulders will not allow it. So even if I get a competition, I don't even touch a straight bar a little bit 2 weeks out. I live and die by the safety squat bar. So
yeah,
but I finally upgraded after 10 years from some chintzy ass piece of trash. I finally picked up the EFS one. So I take my time coming up with my decisions, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Anything else you need to tell us today before we log off and go the next mole down the road?
No, not too much. 2 months out. Lift Hard, Live Easy 3. Can't wait. Coming back.
Can't hold anything back now, can we?
The haze in the bar, and I'm already started my taper. I'm just going to coast in from here.
it's all taper from here.
That's a good plan right there.
I want to be well rested for game day. So
remind me, what are you doing? Strongman or powerlifting, or what are you doing this year?
I'm pulling a Big Sam Lice. I'm doing the bench only, and I'm doing the strongman. So
okay. Nice. That's a good way to do that.
Yeah. My carcass. I was just going to do the strongman, then I'm like, shit, man, I gotta be one of the few guys that's done all three powerlifting. So I reached out to Dave and I said, look, dude, man, can you get space for me on the bench only? So I got a shitty
awesome.
bench, so it's not like I'm going to take up much space. So
Oh, that's fun. That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'm
that
glad
is.
you're doing that. That'll be cool. And you're road trip in the old fashioned way this time, aren't you?
oh, we're going big time. We're doing me and Big Eddie are hopping on with Big Ragnar, and we're rolling out.
Yeah.
We're doing 2 or 3 days out, a day or so back, and it's a retired life, man. I got time to road trip to the Lift Hard Live Easy, so
Might
All
as
right.
well.
Well, you know where to find us.
that's it. Hey, I'll turn around and ask, what do you guys got big regrets? Any regrets from the home gym?
We better save it because we might get into it
All
for a
right.
while.
Yeah.
So we
Ours
might need
are
to read
coming.
an ad or something. Yeah, we might need to read an ad or something first.
I
before
just wanted to check because everybody's like, what's up with Massenomics? Nobody's ever asking, hey, how's Massenomics? I got you.
Finally. Awesome.
That's it. I got you, boys. All right, listen, have a good night, and we'll see you in a couple months, eh?
All right. See you,
Thanks-
stay
thanks,
safe up
Jens.
there.
I will. All right, talk to you later, boys.
Yeah.
See ya.
Oh, good stuff from Scants.
Well, it was good.
What do you think about hearing a little advertisement?
Well,
this
do we
week?
want to do some supporting members, anything
Yeah,
like
maybe we
that? And
yeah,
then we
we
can
could do
give
that.
everyone the boot.
Yeah, let's do supporting our supporting members.
Okay.
Give everyone the boot. Then maybe we'll talk about our. We also need to do a certified training facility of the week. But
Oh.
maybe, should we do that first or after we? Should we do that first or?
Yeah, let's do that first.
Let's do that right now. Did you pick one this last week or did I?
I think I said the Midwest, and you went to Wisconsin, maybe
Or was it Michigan? I think.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, certified training facility. Got any feelings about where we're headed this week?
Maybe the East Coast would be a good place to go.
East Coast. Got a real hotbed in this
We do.
Virginia Beach area. See if we got anyone with any photos. I would say people have been providing more photos for their gyms. So continue to do that, please. Oh, here we go. I found one
Where?
in Bremy Barbell Club. Right.
Oh, got it here. Yep. Okay.
Right there, Bremy Barbell Club. See, there we go. In this Virginia Beach area, only 1 out of 4 had pictures provided. One of the other 4 could have been certified training facility of the week, but the 4th one I clicked on actually had pictures. So
I
if
also
you
really
are
like
already a certified,
the
yeah, go
Bremy one,
ahead.
when you click on it, I'm like, oh, he has 10 photos, and then it just runs through photos of like the city.
Ah,
All
yes.
these tourism photos.
Yes, of where where he's located.
Yeah.
So if you already are a certified training facility, make sure to send us pictures so we can add them to the map. If you're not a certified training facility yet, head over to massenomics.com/certified or just go to our shop, and that's where you can get become certified. You get your pin on the map with your picture, your details, and everything else. And you might become a certified training facility of the week, like, what's the name of Bremy's gym here? Bremy Barbell Club.
Mm-hmm.
So Bremy Barbell Club. What are you seeing when you take a look at that one, Tommy?
The first thing that sticks out, and I've seen this gym many a times, but the first thing that sticks out is the overall aesthetic of it. It has a very intentional black look to everything, it's very striking, really makes the colors pop when you see those jump in. But Bremy manufactures some custom, or I should say maybe boutique, one-off, low-volume type products. And yeah, he's got just a very cool setup here. I think I'm trying to remember if this is a custom rack. I think he made this rack, didn't he?
That is what I thought. That's what.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he made this rack. And then he has his Bremy spotter arms in there. You see those?
Yes,
I've
which
seen
are
quite a
very,
f-
yeah,
yes.
very popular.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few posts of him talking about those. It seems like those are going pretty well for him. So if you're in the market for a pair of spotter arms, he's got some pretty cool ones here. And then he has he's got the attachment wall right behind the rack. He's got the deadlift platform, and I shouldn't say just deadlift platform. He's got the platform that his rack and bench are on. I like that he's got the stickers on that bottom edge of it there.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a cool look.
I mean, that sloped edge looks nice on that platform, actually.
A cool way to finish it off, so instead of it being just the raw edge exposed.
And are those Strengco plates?
Yeah, it sure looks like it.
Yep.
And then he's got the Concept 2, what's it, the erg bike, or is that what that thing's called? Actually, he's got the rower, the bike, and the ski erg. He's got all three of them there, doesn't he?
Big cardio guy, this Bremy.
Yeah, no kidding. And the Rogue Echo bike, man. Cardio corner right there.
No kidding.
Those things are packed in. They are not taking up much space. So he's got all those. He's got the weight tree, which, knowing him, it's probably a weight tree that he made, I would guess.
I would guess so.
Got a variety. Looks like more Strengco plates and some other ones on there. Got some good barbell storage, some shoe storage up on the wall. There's a lift banner in the back corner. I mean, and then, of course, you have the attachment wall behind everything with a variety of attachments. It's a legit-looking gym to me.
I like the Massenomics pennant. The red Massenomics pennant really
sticks
pops
out there.
back there, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
One thing I've been wondering, though, Tommy, do you think you could get strong there?
I think I could get very strong there.
You heard it here. Bremy Barbell Club crew visitors welcome. Also check out his website, Bremyroducts.com. It's where I got some stainless steel weight pegs from him. I've got J-cups from him. You have J-cups?
I got J-cups from him. They're awesome.
Yeah. And he's always working on new stuff. So
actually, shout out to him. Basement Brandon just did a review video of his roller J-cups, and those roller J-cups look really nice.
Those look sharp.
Brandon had pretty much all positive feedback. I think just a couple minor things that I believe Bremy was tweaking, but that looks like a very cool product. I was pretty interested in those.
All right, supporting our supporting members is a relatively new segment of the Massenomics podcast where we give back to those that give to us. The number one way you can support the Massenomics podcast, the thing that keeps us going, keeps us the wind beneath our wings, is becoming a supporting member. You can do that at massenomics.com/join. We have many, many different supporting membership options, levels, tiers that you can get joined up at. We don't really care which one you do. Cough, cough, most expensive. But we're just happy to have you sign up at any level whatsoever. And it is the thing that it is really our biggest thing going at this point. We need you to sign up. It helps make all this possible. And we like to give back. Discount code, you get in on our Discord. It's the only way you can listen to the pre-show. It's the only way you can listen live. You get early access to drops. You get early information. You get secret stories. You get first to sign up for our Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic, all that stuff. And maybe you'll get mentioned on supporting our supporting members like these people this week. Big Mostly Squat Videos Matt. He was in Iceland and he attempted to pick up the Husafell stone, which is super cool. He actually did pick it up. He broke air on the, he had it off of the ground. I don't think he didn't pick it up and walk around with it, but still super cool experience, and the video looked cool. He also picked up some other challenge stones there I saw, so that's pretty sweet.
That is really cool. Yeah, I saw that. I was jealous.
Big Hogan and Big Nicole got a new dog, a new border collie named Rogue.
Nice.
Welcome to the family. Big Ashton made the local news, Charlotte News, talking about tariffs and gym equipment.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to track that one down.
Big Dame hit a new family PR with a baby girl.
Congrats
on the new family PR. And Big Debo is this week's guest on Unpaid and Underrated, so go check that out. Give him a listen. Find out more about Big Debo. That's it from this week's edition of Supporting Our Supporting Members. Also, talking about just awesome kick-ass things like the Strengco plates.
Should I start kicking people here?
Yeah, let's give these guys the axe and the boot. Can you give them the axe and the boot all at the same time?
It's a double shot. They're getting one of each.
Okay. We'll put a boot in their ass. It's the American way. The Strengco plates, just like Big Bremy has. Check them all out. They're the best plates that money can buy. Doesn't even take that money because they're so reasonably priced, and shipping. It's their best shipping rates that they've ever had over at thestrength.co. They've got their Made in America iron plates that I've been talking about. They also have barbell collars. You can buy belts from them over there, leather belts. They've got deadlift jacks, weight trees, several other things, as well as their bumper plates too at the Strength Co. Check it all out. They even have some rubber deadlift mats that look very similar to horse stall mats.
Maybe they're derived from horse stall mats.
I think they're derived from horse stall mats.
From
so don't sleep on those.
Mats?
Yeah, do not sleep on those. Check them all out at thestrength.co.
All right. All the freeloaders are gone.
Finally.
Now we can start the show.
Okay, so we heard from some other people about their biggest regrets. Tommy, you have had your home gym for a little over a year now. What's your biggest purchase regret in that, say, 15 months or so?
I actually don't have much of a regret because I haven't had it very long, and I came into this pretty educated on, what I liked from obviously being in Massenomics gym for so many years. I knew what a deadlift bar was like. I knew what all the specialty bars were like. I knew what the power bars were like. So there wasn't a whole lot of guessing. If I were to say a regret, I would maybe say all of the different avenues I went through for dumbbells, but that worked out in the end because I ended up getting the Pepins, the Rep Pepins, and they weren't available at the time when I started anyways. And I actually don't think I would have bought them if they were available right off the bat because it seemed like such an expensive purchase. But, if I had to say regret, that would maybe be it. But again, it's a pretty small amount of money in the scheme of things that I spent on a couple different adjustable / loadable dumbbell setups. So, not a big deal there. If I had to play the Bryce card on this one and say the biggest regret of something I missed, there was, and I think I told you this off air, there was a Concept 2 rower that popped up just a couple miles from me for $50 online. And I legit did not think it was real. Zoomed in on the pictures. It was Concept 2 on everything. It looked just like the rower at the gym. I even messaged a guy. I have no desire for a rower, but at $50, $50 is $50,
That really is, you can't afford not to.
Right. And I'm like, well, I'll play around with this thing for a little while and then sell it if it's what I figured I would probably do. And I messaged the guy and I'm like, hey, I'll come get this right now. And he goes, oh, sorry, someone's on the way, or someone said they're coming, but if it falls through, I'll let you know. And then I was waiting for him to be like, oh, and by the way, it's $500, not $50. And
right. That's because $500 could be a definitely.
Oh, $500 is a very normal price to see on those things. But then he messaged me like 2 hours later and goes, hey, sorry, just wanted to let you know that guy did come and get it. So, it's not available anymore. Which makes me think all of that, if the guy came and got it and the listing was for $50 and the guy came and got it, it must have went for $50. So I just missed out on that one.
The one that got away.
The one that got away. What about you? You bought way more things than me over the years.
I don't know. I really haven't spent that. We talked about this episode. I haven't spent enough time thinking about it for myself to really come up with any answer.
That's what I was trying to think of what you would say, Evan.
I oddly don't. My initial response is I really don't have regrets about anything I bought ever.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's not the game. The game is not no regrets ever. You have to say something is like something had to have been a little bit of a disappointment over the years.
There has to be, I guess. One. If I could go, this isn't a regret because at the time if I were to go back in time and do it, I would have done the same thing again. But like my racks, for example, that are Rogue, the 6-post, like if I were to do it over now, like 5 years later, I would get a brand other than Rogue.
Right.
Just because I think it'd be fun to get something different.
Yep.
That would be an example. I bought this used for so cheap. It's not a regret at all because at that price, if it came up now, I would still buy it again. But the plate loaded chest press machine that I have that sits in the front of the gym.
Oh, I don't
like that machine that well.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Like I just think there's better chest press machines out there probably that I'm like I could upgrade that at some point. But I really am not, if that popped up for $200 again, I would buy it. So it's like
it's hard to.
It's not a regret because I would still do it at that price.
Because that is like a Snap Fitness standard issue kind of one, isn't it?
Yeah, like a Snap Fitness. I don't know if those are
using
Cybex.
that. There was a while
or,
where I used it pretty regularly, and I don't think it's a terrible machine, though. It is just, it's kind of the range of motion is somewhat limited on it, isn't it?
Right. No, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
I just think that but at that price that it was a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to think, and I've almost like never gotten rid of anything. Is the
That's
thing either too?
Actually, yeah, the other piece of it is, well, if you've gotten rid of anything, it's because you've made a big upgrade,
right?
And so just be a straight up duplicate that's not needed.
I mean, is there anything that you can think of that I've talked about before that I'm like, oh, I wish I would?
Not really, because I can think of things that were not as good as they are now. But at the time, those items were totally fine. And actually, even to this day, those items are still totally fine. It's just now you have the really good version of things.
Right.
Like, racks. We've been through several racks over the years.
Right.
Like those first racks, the first half rack, or that one that had almost like the pop pins on it. Were those racks ideal? No, but also they were totally.
But in
that white one that weighed like 2,000 pounds.
Well, and in like 2015 and 2016 and 2017, there just wasn't near as many options.
No, there wasn't.
It wasn't.
And those
and
were
also
good.
there was a budget.
Yeah,
it was
they
buying
were heavy duty. That's what you had to
budget.
work with at the time. So that's why it's hard to say that those would be regrets.
No, because I was stoked about those at the time.
Oh,
actually.
we all were. We all thought it was the best thing ever.
Right.
God, I'm really struggling to think of what hasn't lived up to the hype ever, and everything's been pretty damn solid.
Even like all the bars, like I like some bars better than others, but I don't really have regrets about buying any because I like having the variety. That's the thing. It's not a home gym.
Right.
So I have this ability to have just a lot of crap in there.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not.
So I'm not limited.
I'm
not constrained. Like some people would be. Because that would maybe, if you're like, well, I shouldn't have bought that frickin' bar because I don't care if I don't personally use it because my thought is, well, if somebody's using it, then
that
it's
actually
worth
is a different factor too with the gym is that
right.
There's definitely things you bought over the years where you've got it and you're like, well, yeah, this probably isn't for me. But you see there's 10 guys that it's their favorite thing ever. And so that makes it way more worth it in the end. We're in a home gym setting. You'd be like, yeah, I just need to get rid of that now. Yeah.
Like a good example, the Rogue Rhino. I don't really use that for myself at all, but people use it like every single day. So I have no regrets of that. But that if it was in my home gym and I spent $2,000 on that, I might be
and
like,
gave up a lot of space.
I feel like I don't use this enough for the $2,000 that I spent on it.
Yeah.
Or whatever the price is. I don't even remember, but something
more,
like that.
I think now after shipping and everything, it's probably like 25 or 26.
Right. But that's kind of a cop out that I have as
it is. Yeah. You are on a different set of rules than everyone else.
Right.
Yeah. And it really would just come down to, is there any bad items? And there's just not really bad stuff. If something's not great, it's because you got it at a really good price. There's nothing that you bought. It was really expensive and also not very good. That's just not really a thing at the gym.
Right. Nope. I don't really have anything. I don't really have any no regrets.
None. Nada.
Let us know in the comment section though on YouTube what's been your biggest regret. I bet some people are going to have some really cool answers on this. Actually,
I think so.
There's
Yes.
a variety of things. So I would really think hard. Maybe you're like me and you almost can't think of anything. Let us know if that's your answer. But if you got any things that really shines out to you too, let us know in the comment section what is the biggest regret that you've ever had for your home gym. I'll be interested to hear. That wraps up our title topic, doesn't it?
That's an end. That's an end to it.
So there you go, you friggin' YouTube whiners about the title topic and the timestamps. We did it for you. You didn't have to sit through. I mean, we worked a lot of baloney in throughout the whole thing, but you got to hear a lot of title topic along the way too.
Right to it.
Now I feel like we should really get to the real meat and potatoes of this episode, though.
The title topic's over. We can get down to work here.
We can get to the important shit.
Get to business.
Because we do have a few topics in here that I feel like we should probably touch on.
Some of them are going to have to wait. I mean, we got other potential title topics in here. There's things. Yeah.
So anything here that...
well, are we officially... Is it officially hay season? Are we officially making hay right now?
I would say it's time to put hay in the barn.
Is it? I don't know if it's quite time to put hay in the barn.
Right.
I think we're making hay right now.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah.
The hay's growing.
The crop is in progress.
We're trying to get a real robust crop of hay grown currently because how many weeks are we out? Like 12 to 13? weeks out.
It
from the
ain't
Lift Hard,
many.
Live Easy
I can
Classic.
say that.
I think it's 12 to 13 weeks out.
Well, as of today, this May, April, June. As of today, we're less than 4 months out.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like 13 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So,
April
yes, it is-
23rd meets July 19th. So
It's time to get the fertilizer out because we need to make some hay.
it's prime making hay season.
Fertilizer is like a reference for anabolic steroids, I think.
A very, very covert reference
Yes.
for anabolic steroids.
Yeah,
Just something to
so
think about. Everyone should know it is officially hay season, so start making that hay.
Dave has put out the official roster for the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic Powerlifting meet. Jake has the roster out for the strongman competition. And we, on May 1st, probably through mostly Instagram, will be releasing the official design logo artwork of the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic 2025 edition. And it's a banger. It's
shit.
a doozy.
I was supposed to start that?
Oh, shit.
I guess it's
I
crunch
thought
time.
you were going to do that. I thought you're the
thought
logo
you were
guy.
taking it this year.
You're the design guy.
Oh, God.
I was just going to tell people how sweet it was. I just
Must have
assumed
missed
it was
that
going to be
email. Must have got caught in the spam filter
Yeah.
somewhere.
sweet. So May 1st, that's in like a week from now.
It
We're going
is
to
a
put that
week
out
from
there.
now. Big things coming.
Yeah, there is big things coming. I did enjoy the Ford Freestyle alternative logo where it's Aberdeen Drift. And it's a Ford Freestyle
like
with
that a lot.
South Dakota, and maybe that'll be the next year's.
That actually, looking at that, made me think of, it's not too far off of something you might see on a shirt that like somebody wore in middle school, you know?
Yeah. It's not far off.
Dude, that was a nice design. Someone, for people that don't know what we're talking about, someone had like ChatGPT or something it was a Ford Freestyle with like an American flag wrap on it, and Mount Rushmore was in the background. It looked surprisingly good.
Yes, it was like Aberdeen Drift. I think was the Lift Hard, Live Easy Classic.
ChatGPT is like, another Ford Freestyle request. What's going on in the world right now?
We've gotten 5 of these today. We've never gotten one prior to this.
We just made the connection on what a Ford Freestyle is, and we're getting pinged on it constantly today.
Yes. So everyone out there, make sure to get that hay in the barn. Got 115-ish competitors coming locked and loaded, I hope. Bar the door, Katie. They're coming on in. I got a thing here. What do you got? Changes though?
We'll come to that one later. That one might take a little while.
I've got something. All right. I've done some scientific research, and I've officially decided what the worst weight to load on the bar is. The worst weight to put on the bar is 310 pounds. Here's why. It's not 315. 315 is 3 plates, and that's sweet.
Yep.
310 is terrible because you need 2
Every
plates.
single
You need
weight.
the 25, the 10, the 5, and the 2.5 even
Uh-huh.
to get to 310. It's a terrible weight to have to load. It's so tempting to go to 315. But you'd say, well, there's other ones like that, right? Kind of, but the next one up, you go to 405. 405 sweet. 400 is kind of sweet because it's 400.
Right. That actually is
where
a good point
310 is
there.
a stupid number also, but
Yeah.
400 is 400.
And also
It's
495, but
495 and 500 are both sweet.
Right. Yes, that actually is a good point. I didn't think about that part of it. You are onto something there. 220.
And you got to stay within the bandwidth that most people experience regularly.
Yeah.
So it's like 3 plate, 4 plate, 5 plate. You could go down to 2 plate. I guess this is strong person privilege, but I don't do any working sets of anything under 225 for my main movement, so that's not really a thing. Loading 200 on the bar, like I'm not really doing that 220, I guess. Yeah, 220 would be the number.
Yeah, that is a good point because because when you said that, I'm thinking, well, yeah, you can just take that across the board, just 5 pounds short of any even
you can't
plate. But yeah, you're totally right where 400 is a cool number where it is the consolation prize of not being 405 is that it is still 400.
Yeah, you go to 6 plates, you're at 585. So then to put 600, you got 5s and a 2.5. But I don't know. At that point, there's so many plates. It's still pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And it's not all like 310 is all the plates to get to 310.
Yeah.
You know, it's the 25, the 10, the 5, the 2.5. It's the perfect storm, and also just being 5 pounds below 315, which 315 is always a cool number to have on the bar.
Yeah.
So I think 310 pounds is the worst weight
it
to
is.
have to load on the bar.
If squat was calling for 310, I would always bump that to 315.
What if it was bench?
Bench is like, that's kind of pushing the limit, so I probably would just take 310. Because what did I have like a week ago? 305, I think. But 305 is pretty easy to load.
305 is fine. It's
310 though would actually really make me debate. It's like, oh, be real, like, okay, because I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be for reps. Like, it's gonna be really cool to do 3 plates for reps. Way cooler than 310 for reps. Yeah, that is a good point.
So I would like someone to provide their counterpoints as to what weight is worse than 310.
Yeah, let's get all the guys.
Why.
Let's hear from all the guys that deadlift like 8 plates. I need to know what the breakdown of what's bad once you get up there.
Right. Because there's some people. I don't know though. At a certain point, it's so much weight. They're just all pretty cool though.
Yeah, no one. Well, that's the thing. No one really knows after 5 hardly even.
Right. Yeah. I guess 220 is what do you load for 220? I guess a plate.
Well, it'd be
25
all the plates again.
10. It is all the plates. Yeah. So that is a bad one because 220 isn't all that cool either. But
yeah, but it's low. We'll say it's low enough that doesn't count here.
Right. Okay. So 310 is that?
310's the worst. You're right.
It is
not even debatable.
There is no counterpoint. There will be no comments.
Case
in the
closed.
Because,
that's just
310 is the worst weight to have to put on the bar.
Well, okay, but what if someone says actually you're wrong? The worst weight is 130.
Yeah. That sucks because you don't even have a plate on there, too.
Right. You had to use all, like your options were all of the plates or one plate.
Unfortunately, I'm not actually, I want to be careful to say I'm not poo-pooing anyone that that's your strength level.
Different levels. That's totally fine.
I don't mean that whatsoever, but it does. I mean, you would agree. I think if you're doing 130, you say, this sucks. I wish I just had a full plate on.
Just go to the plate. Yeah.
Yeah. This looks
make the
dumb.
Jump. To just
like,
do
yeah,
it.
because you don't even have a plate there. At least when you do 310, there's still the 2 plates there holding down the fort.
Yeah.
At 130,
yeah, you got a lot of plates on the
bar. Oh my God, I got to use 25s and 10s and 5s and 2.5 everything but an actual plate. Yeah, that sucks. That's only a bench thing, though, I would say.
Or maybe it's an overhead press thing.
Well, yeah, true. Bench overhead press or maybe female squatting.
Yeah.
Possibly. I mean, would there be very many adult men that are doing squat sets with less than a plate?
I don't think so.
I don't want to offend anyone listening, but at a certain point, I'm like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like when you're starting, but those are numbers that are very, I mean, for women too.
You're going to be
like
beyond it really fast.
Yeah, like if you're serious about it, you'll get past those somewhat quickly.
Yeah.
Even then, I think you won't be stuck at those for years on end.
I don't think I would ever load 130. I wouldn't do it. No, we're doing the plate.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
We're doing the plate. Okay. Yeah, let us know in the comment section, though, what you think is the worst weight. I thought that was an interesting, because Big Kevin, I was doing 310 on bench, my regular bench, and I had it in the story or something, and Kevin said, wow, a lot of self-control to stick to 310. And I never, on bench, I don't even think twice about it. Whatever my number is, that's my number. But like you said, if it was deadlift, I probably would be like, nah.
Yeah,
we're
for sure.
going for the next plate.
It's like, no, we're making the jump here. It's
right. But there's something about bench where I'm like, no, I stick pretty true to the numbers.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't talked about this. You've been seen with some different footwear items lately.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I guess we haven't talked about it. I have been trying out some different kicks in the gym on my bench days in particular. Today I was wearing my Nike More Up Tempo, the Air
of course
shoes. I've had those for a while. If you've been a listener, you know that I have those. I usually wear them for basketball. Well, I haven't played much basketball in the last 7 months, and so I'm sitting
with everything going on.
Yeah, with everything going on. Actually, I grabbed those today to leave the house, and my wife knows those are my basketball shoes, and she's like,
was she on edge?
"What are you doing with those?" And I'm like, "I'm just gonna wear them at the gym today." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's fine."
Yeah, you can run along, get out of here.
But the reason I got the hair about wearing those is because I've been wearing my other ones, which are my new ones. Which fun story, we were at Schwann's Recreation maybe about a month ago on a Friday evening. We were tossing them back. I had a sixer of brewskis in me, probably
all right.
something
So
like
things
that.
Are
I
going
was
good.
feeling good. The lubrication was in the system, and we come home, not all that late, but we come home eventually, and I'm laying in bed scrolling Instagram before going to bed, as one might do. And this is after having had a few toddies in the system. And I'm on scrolling Instagram, doom scrolling, and I get a targeted ad from Reebok. And
really?
It's for the freshly re-released Shacknosis.
Oh, so they did re-release them, actually.
Yeah, these are a slight variation, but they're so close that I'm like, yes, these, like, to the untrained eye just look like the original.
Okay, see, I was thinking you had to go resellers to get these things.
No, that's why I was.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I can just buy these from Reebok at like a price that is what you just pay for a pair of sneakers.
Right, you just buy it, and that's it.
Right. And because for the up-tempo ones, I didn't do that. I did have to, jump through the hoops and whatever. And I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's way easier just buying it from something from Reebok or Nike,
totally. And are yours, because I'm looking here, are yours the ones with the neon embroidery on it, the neon decal or the neon logos?
No.
So what color are your logos on it?
Like Orlando blue.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Kind of like a neon blue as well.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's like the Orlando blue, but the big difference is like the very bottom of the shoe has like a weathered appearance.
Oh, I see that one here too. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had it in my size, so I was all over it. And I'm like, when you're walking by, you can't even tell that there's, because what I like better is just the straight up as original as possible.
All white, yeah. So these have kind of the bottom sole is almost like a yellowed rubber a little bit.
Yes, exactly. But when you have them,
I could never tell from the photos you were wearing. No.
Right.
God,
exactly.
And those shoes, man, when you wear those, it is so hard not to look at those shoes when you post videos with them on.
Here's what I would say, because I have worn them several times. I've worn them out to Schwann's Recreation a couple times even since then, and I've worn them to track meets. And not that I'm not wearing them for attention, but you do not wear those and someone not ask you about your shoes.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
Everyone wants to know about those shoes.
I mean,
which is kind of
some people have to know about them, though, right?
Yeah, some people like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, the Shacks," That's what people. They don't necessarily know they're called the Shacknosis, but like I go to the track meet the other night and ran into someone, and he goes, "Oh, you got the Shack shoes? Sweet!" And my wife hates those shoes. She's like, "These are the ugliest shoes." She's dreads when I take them out to put them on. She's like, "Not those." She doesn't really like the Nike ones either, for that matter, but they're not as offensive as the yeah.
So I'm looking through here. The black and white ones are the ones, though. Like these, they
those
look
are the ones you want.
Best hands down out of any
for
of
sure.
They are iconic, though, man. They do look good. They are a cool looking shoe.
Oh, I love them. When I wear those, I'm like, these are like, I don't know if I own a possession that I enjoy more than this right now. When I like. Talk about no regrets. Like, I don't know if they cost like $110 or whatever.
It's like $150 here, which is actually cheap. I thought for sure they'd be over $200 just because they're a Shaq re-release.
No, it's relatively affordable, and no regrets from having those. And I have been wearing them. I don't wear them like I don't go run through mud puddles, but I'm also not going to be like, these just sit in the box. I'm like, no, I'm going to wear these.
So if you got is it the Kemp Kamikazes? If you got those ones, that would really round out some iconic, loud 90s basketball shoes.
Those are on my list.
That are not Jordans here is the key word.
And I'm not as much of a Jordan guy. I've had Jordan 12s before, which I do really like the Jordan 12s. Also, the Jordan 11s are very iconic. I mean, most Jordans, but the 12s. The 12s were a personal favorite of mine, but a lot more people like the 11s than they do the 12s, I think. But But I guess I like the black and white shoes because what I really like are the black and white Jordan 12s, and I really like the Shacknosis and I really like the Kamikaze. I like the black and like the sharp contrasting black and white.
It's a good look
on the shoes.
It is a good look.
Even more up tempo. That's kind of what it's like there's not as much of it in there, but it's kind of that same effect. But yes, I do. So I have been I don't squat and deadlift in those, but for bench day,
might as well throw them on.
Yeah. And then your brother was wearing one of his jerseys at the gym the other day. And I'm like, oh, frick, yeah. That's somewhere I could go wear this thing.
I was wondering if that was from the same day, if you guys both wore those. Or
no, I wore it the next day. Okay. When I saw him, I was like, hey, sweet. I'm going to wear my jerseys.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I think, no, that was a deadlift day. So I didn't show up in my Shacknosis and my NBA jersey at the same time. I wasn't like a walking meme 100%, but
like, oh, okay, 90s basketball, man. We get it. You like it.
Yeah, it's also a retro Timberwolves jersey too.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Love the Shacknosis though, real high on the Shacknosis. That's right up there with the Ford Freestyle on one of my favorite new things. So.
I was pumped when I saw you post that. I was like, oh, finally he got him. All right, he's been talking about this for 8 years.
I told my wife too, I'm like, I have literally wanted these for 29 years. Like I've spent like 29, at one point in time just thinking like, oh, that would be so cool. And then even as an adult, as like 15 to 20 years as an adult where I could have bought them.
I just wouldn't do it though.
Yeah, and I wouldn't do it. And I'm like, yep, pretty happy that I finally pulled the trigger.
Yeah, that's a good
I don't know.
one.
I could, now that I did it though, I guess I suppose that's the rabbit hole that a sneakerhead has, which I certainly am not. That I'm like
saying, oh, I feel so good in these. I feel like I'm running the world here. All of a sudden, you got 100 pairs
like,
in the
I
closet.
could buy those Kamikaze because I'm like, if I would ever buy another pair, I'm like, it would probably be those Kamikaze ones, even though they are so ultimately similar to these the Shacknosis. Also, though, the pumps that Boogs had when I saw him wear those, like those are really sweet too. Those are really cool.
They are, but the Shacknosis is on a whole nother level.
Oh yeah,
so it's not even. Because that's what I was wondering if maybe you were inspired by recently seeing Boogs wearing those.
It was the perfect storm. It was because I think I even told you one day when we were at Juji's, I'm like, oh, I'm really jealous of Boogs having those shoes. Those are really cool. And then it was having a few brewskis down the gullet, and then catching an Instagram targeted ad at me right at the right time, and like them just coming out, getting re-released, and I'm like, yep, I'm doing it.
Yeah, the Shack Attacks are the ones that Boogs
the Shack Attacks.
Shack Attacks. I was looking at
and those are cool.
Does not look like Reebok has those for sale.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah, I could see wanting those someday. Jordans are just too expensive, though, is my thing on Jordans too.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they are. The also thing with Jordans, though, is just everyone has them. Like, you don't really think twice about seeing them. The only thing that's rare about them is certain colorways are rarer. The rare thing about Shacknosis or Shacknosis,
right.
That's what's rare about them.
Yes, that's true. That's my stupid purchase of the week.
That's good. That's good. What do we got on time here?
I would mention our YouTube channel. This last week's video was the Efren Gym Tour, which that video is freaking sweet. If you haven't watched the Efren Gym Tour, so good. You have to watch that because I watched it for the first time after, us record. It was even published for a few days until I got the chance to watch the full thing.
It was. It took that long, actually.
Yeah, just because super busy over here, of course. Super busy guy.
Everything going on.
Yeah. But that is just such a good
that
video.
One was. I love that one. Watching it, when I get to edit those things, it's the same thing. It's my first time seeing them in, at this point now, 3 months or whatever. And I had a few things in my head that I thought I remembered, but actually getting to watch it back, that's such a good gym tour. Everything looks so amazing on it. It's a good one.
Yeah, and then this week the one that comes out is the vintage plate tour we did with him we're just going through all the Olympic 2-inch, basically all the cool vintage plates that exist of like 45s is specifically what we're looking at. And I haven't watched that one yet, just the first few seconds, but even just after the first few seconds of the intro watching, I'm like, oh, I'm stoked. I am the guy, one of the guys in the video, but I'm just like, I can't wait to watch this. Like, not because I like watching me. I'm like, I want to see, because I've kind of forgotten some of what Efren had to say about this stuff.
You forget that.
I just want to see it.
When you're doing it, you're kind of like firing up and loading the next question where you're not super
You're not appreciating
everything.
That's
the
true.
one, again, that blew my mind when he was saying it. He goes, we couldn't really, you go, Mars, I've never, because he has a Mars plate. You go, Mars, I've never heard of this. He goes, yeah, we couldn't really figure out forever where the name Mars came from. And eventually we tracked it down. We figure out the MA is for someone Martin and the RS is for like Robert Smith or whatever. So they worked together. So it was Martin and Smith. And so they did Mars as their abbreviation. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And it was, because it was whoever Smith, he invented the Smith machine. And it made me think of when we were at Juji's and Boogs did that Smith machine, like banded deadlift. And he's like, you go, that's how Mr. Smith would have wanted it.
And he loved Boogs like, that's right.
That's like, what he had in mind when he made that machine. Just Efren just casually throws out the inventor of the Smith machine. And this is where I couldn't remember. This is another little Easter egg for the video. We talked about this, and I couldn't remember if it was in a video or if it was just in conversation, but Efren mentions how, and I forgot what plate it was now, but one of them, they couldn't figure out like the connection of the whole thing. And there was this photo in the magazine, but there was a guy's, but there was no plates with it. And then eventually Efren tracked down the original photo and it was folded in half. And when he unfolded the photo, there was the guys and the plates, and they could finally put it together that these guys, were the ones that manufactured these things. And that is the craziest story.
That was like the National Treasure or Da Vinci Code.
Just like the plot point from any movie where they got to solve a mystery.
Right. So those are cool. Check those videos out. To like, subscribe, comment, leave comments on our YouTube videos. This one included. Our YouTube's been going really well, and like the engagement on the podcast has been going really well. More and more people are watching on YouTube and commenting on YouTube. So that's cool to see. We appreciate it. So that's our YouTube update. What do we want to do next this week? There's something else I had in mind. You know what happens when you don't write it down?
It's a weasel, it's a wazzle, it's gone. Well, I can tell you one here. There's a little saying: every new beginning leads to some other beginnings, and you know the saying.
And
there has been some changes. There's been a changing of the guard lately, Tanner.
Oh, go on.
Their little piece of Massenomics lore might not be a piece of Massenomics lore anymore.
What is it?
The Malibu is getting demoted.
Oh, no. No.
After, one of the
it's
longest...
not gone. Is it too late to talk you out of it?
No, it is not too late. It's sitting in my driveway right now.
Everyone, comment below to tell Tommy, for the love of God, do not get rid of the Chevy Malibu.
It is not gone, but its replacement is in the garage. And
oh, no. Is there any way you could just keep the Malibu?
I mean, I could, technically. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to have a car I'll never drive sitting here. So.
Well, if you kept the Malibu, the new one would be the one you would never drive.
That's actually, I did joke. I told my wife, I'm like, well, I could just save the new one for just special occasions and only drive the Malibu. She's like,
now I like the way you're thinking. That is my exact logic and reasoning on every vehicle.
She told me, no, that's not how this works.
So everyone... So is it too late to take the new one back though and just keep the Malibu?
It's probably too late now.
Okay. All right. So what everyone wants to know, is it a new Malibu?
It is not a new Malibu.
Oh. Do they make new Malibus?
They I think they do. I think they still make the Malibu.
Okay.
I cannot remember if that was getting phased out or not. Yeah, 2025 Chevy Malibu. Yeah, you can still buy
nice?
it. It's not class leading and by any metrics, but I don't know if you noticed, but Chevy's kind of given up on the car segment.
Yeah.
They kind of have handed that one over to people that are not Chevy. So
what did you get? I've been curious, but also I've been wanting to string everyone listening along that they're like, shut up and let him say what the new car is.
Well, I
want
mean,
to really build the hype.
Let's hear one for the Malibu here. 12 years. 12 years with that thing. That's a respectable amount of time.
So you've had it for 12 years.
I have personally driven that car for 12 years and a month.
That's the way it should be done.
That's a long time to have a car. I don't know many people that have their daily driver for 12 years.
No.
There's people that might have a car or a vehicle for 12 years, but it's because they have other vehicles and, the miles get divvied up and everything.
I guess my black pickup, I had that for 12 years. I had from like 12 to 22.
I knew you said quite a while on that one. I couldn't remember how long it was exactly.
I had to think. I think it might have been 11 years. I think you beat me. I think I bought it in 11 and got rid of it in 22.
Okay.
So I think I
bought mine in March of 13, and technically I still have it. So I don't know, that number could keep going up.
Talking about financial decisions, that's how you save a lot of money in a decade. Is not buying new vehicles.
I'm telling you right now, I'm the first. Well, and I'll elaborate more on this, but cars are an interest of mine. I like car stuff. Yeah. I like watching video. I watch way too many videos about cars. I spend way too much time looking at the prices of cars, things like that. And I just sat on the sidelines for 12 years. Just bought that Chevy this is what's crazy now. I bought that Chevy Malibu in 2013 for $15,000.
And it was like a year old.
I think it was 2.5, 3 years old. It was like just out of a lease. It had like 30,000 miles on it. Okay. It was 3 years old.
Yeah.
And that was my car. That was the car for 12 years. Maintenance wise, it was pretty damn good. Didn't really have to do anything to it the whole time. And I actually had it into a shop earlier this week. I got an oil change, and they're like, "Yep, everything looks good." And I'm like, "Sweet!" Like, this is.
How many miles does it have on it now?
It only has 110 on it. Is all.
So that's perfect.
In 12 years, I put like 80,000 miles on it. Like that's
someone's gonna get a sweet unit there.
When that goes
it's going to be
sale.
a handy unit.
I'm going to tell you, this will be the nicest looking photos anyone's ever taken of a Malibu in the past 10 years when I post this thing on Marketplace. They're like,
you know what's going to happen? You're going to have it cleaned up, and you're going to
not.
It's going to be cleaned up, and you're going to take those pictures, and you're like, I really should not get rid of this car. Like, should be keeping this for how nice.
Oh, it's the V6.
So you didn't trade it in then?
I didn't trade it in. Well, because we've talked about this. Like, trade-in offers aren't. There is a thing called Marketplace that makes it incredibly easy to sell things nowadays.
Yeah.
And,
you talked about some of your.
Sorry, I took that back. Well, it makes it easy to get you in contact with buyers and sellers.
Yes.
The selling process can be of varying levels, but depending on what the product is, I've sold a boat before. I've sold a house before. Like, I can sell a car. This is no problem.
Yeah.
Car's straightforward. So that'll be the plan with it. But.
No. I'm myself getting pretty curious now to find out.
Now, I guess I'll just cut right to it. I have decided to just double down on
Cybertruck.
No. I've not made
quadruple down onto a Cybertruck. There was one for sale in Sioux Falls too, on Facebook Marketplace for $100,000.
Yes.
Did you buy that Cybertruck? I see it's not for sale anymore.
I did not buy the Cybertruck. Did not do that. I'm not against electric vehicles. Just South Dakota, the infrastructure sucks for electric vehicles. If I was driving to Minneapolis, there's so many places to charge. If I want to drive from Sioux Falls to Aberdeen, there are almost nowhere to charge. So it's very inconvenient, being that is one of the primary spots we drive to. So I'm not quite ready for electric. But
that's the only reason you didn't buy a Cybertruck.
That's the only reason. If they get a few more plugs along I-90.
You will be the first to buy a Cybertruck.
229, 29.
You heard it here.
Yeah, I'll be. No, I will not be. But the car I did buy. Finally settled on. I went with a BMW 5 Series.
Oh, and, I don't know exactly what a BMW 5 Series is.
It's just their regular size car. The 3 Series is their little car. The 5 Series is like a regular car.
Gotcha.
The 7 is an enormous car.
So does the 5 Series come in a 2 or a 4-door, or are they all sedans?
They're all sedans. Really, your pick is just trim levels and engine type. That's where you can really start to ratchet up. pricing there. I didn't go with anything crazy. I just got the base engine. It's a turbo 4-cylinder, which is if you pay attention to BMWs, they're highly praised for their 6-cylinder, but you do pay a premium for that. And I was like, I don't need a.
So is there 6-cylinder turbo? Then
it's a 6-cylinder turbo, yeah. So I have a 4-cylinder turbo. The next step's a 6-cylinder turbo. Then there's like an 8-cylinder turbo. But I mean, at that point, you're talking like over $100,000.
Right. So you can get an 8-cylinder turbo also in the 5 series.
Yes. So that'd be like a 5M or an M5. Okay. Sorry, an M5 would be that. But I have the Turbo 4. It's all-wheel drive, like 255 horsepower, and man, it's like I'm driving a spaceship. It is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't spend a lot of time in
nicer than the Malibu.
Okay, I'm going to say some stuff that people that buy new cars are like, well, yeah, it's a new car. But like I said, my daily driver was a 2009 Malibu, and my wife has a 2020 Tahoe, and we bought that, and it was only a year old. But also, Chevy isn't putting like the craziest tech in Tahoes. You know, it's more riding off of that truck platform than it is the tech is what they're selling you on.
Right.
And so the Tahoe is still like, it has some lane keep assist things and some like front collision, emergency braking, things like that, but nothing crazy. Yeah. Man, it is like I'm driving a computer.
Like a spaceship.
It is insane. Yeah. Like when I go to daycare, I can put on the adaptive cruise, tell it like 30 miles an hour, and it's like what we were doing in California. When you're in like stop and go traffic, it just drives the vehicle. It goes, it stops, it does all that. I don't do anything. I'm like, I'm not even driving this car right now. What the hell's going on, man? Like, this is crazy. Yeah. And just how insulated, this is what people like the BMW purists complain about, is how insulated you are from the road. It's losing
it's literally like in terms of like sound, or just like all
sound and just the feeling of everything. Like you're just so insulated from things. And
like it doesn't feel like necessarily you're like the alternative would be like a motorcycle, like the other end of the spectrum,
where it's like the steering is crazy, like there's a ton of feedback, like you're getting all these noises from everything.
Right.
So you're just like you're in the car, and I'm like, it's just so like peaceful and nice in here, and like it just goes so easily. I'm just in my head with the Malibu, I could just go. I just knew what speed I was going. And all of a sudden here, I'm like, I'm just always going like 15 miles an hour too fast because
you could be like going 100 and you don't even.
It just feels so smooth and effortless. 30. Yeah, it feels so smooth and effortless all the time that I'm like not pushing anything and I'm going too fast. And to have CarPlay in a car and a heads-up display, and I mean, it's crazy. Like it's so cool. All the stuff that's in it.
So what color is it?
So this was what got me. So when I went in, I am not a fan of black cars because when they're clean, they look sweet. Yep. But keeping black car clean in the Dakotas is damn near impossible. My wife has a black Tahoe because that's the color she wanted. And I mean, I really like white cars because white cars look clean almost all the time. But I've also now had a white car for 12 straight years. So
right.
I was like, I'm going to live on the wild side. I'm going to get a color. I'm going to get a color of a car here. And I originally went to the dealership because they had a blue one. And I'm like, that's the one. I want that blue one. Looked at it online. I mean, I'd been paying attention for a long time, but when I finally in my mind had kind of made up that, yes, I'm going to do this, I walk into the dealership. I'm like, I want to see the blue one. They go, the blue one? We don't see that in the system here. I'm like, it was on last night. I checked this morning. It was there an hour ago. Yeah. And they go, oh, someone bought that last night. It just didn't update. So then at this point, I'm like, screw it. Just, all right, I'll sit it out. But they did have one. It's a very dark gray, and it looked really cool. And
what's the color called, though? Is it Pueblo gray?
It is not Pueblo gray. I actually don't. I'd have to look. Here, I'll text you a picture right now. It does. If you hit it in the right light, it has a lot of that like sparkle flake in it, which looks cool. Otherwise, for the most part, I mean, if it's not very bright,
metallic, probably.
Yeah, kind of that. If you don't, if it's dark out, it would just look like a black car.
Right.
But yeah, so not my favorite color in the world. But then this one has the M Sport appearance package. So there's some things that are like blacked out that are normally chrome, and it has a couple other things that look pretty cool. The red brake calipers, some different rims to offset it. And I'm like, well, outside of the black part, everything else on this looks really cool. And then my wife likes the darker one, so she was all for it. And other than that, they were almost the exact same car. It was just really the difference in color. And I initially went there, I test drove it. I'm like, yeah, this car is sweet, but it's not the one I want. I went home, thought about it some more. I'm like, you know what? That is the one I want. So I went back and got it yesterday was the day.
So do you kind of feel, do you like to call it a BMW or a Beamer?
Well, me and my crew that we roll with, we're kind of Beamer guys now. So let's just, we speak the lingo. And I mean, it's a G30, 530 series. You know, we go by the chassis code is how we refer to our vehicles, not just a 5 series. You know, we're pretty deep into this.
Why are they called Beamers specifically?
I don't know. It just got abbreviated, I guess.
But that's why I wondered, like, what's that an abbreviation of?
The B and the M, beam. I don't know where the W gets lost. So it's just the B and the M, I guess. I don't know. I mean, there's probably some specific reason for it, but here, I just texted you 3 pictures of it so you can see what I'm talking about here.
You might have to put one on the screen for people to see.
Oh, okay.
Just put up one of the Malibu again. Just put up a gray Malibu.
I don't know if that'll actually come across at all. Yeah, a little bit. There it is. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my.
Oh, yeah. Now that looks like dark graphite metallic to me.
Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, man. I'm pumped on it. My wife was like afraid. She's like, I'm actually like afraid to drive this thing. I'm like, I'm also afraid for you to drive this thing.
You're like, great, we're on the same page.
Yeah. The kids
are
very excited.
Car seats in it yet?
I put the car seats in today. It kind of hurt me already because I'm just way too paranoid. I mean, I'm of the mentality, you know, don't let your possessions possess you. You know, like it's there to be used. And that, again, we're talking. This is the low. This isn't some M car. You know, this isn't some high desirable sports car.
But it's still a really nice. It's the nicest car you've ever owned, like, and
it's like
you know probably the most money you've ever spent on a car, and like
yes, exactly. It's like you know how you guys would open up the Tahoe door and occasionally ding my Malibu. Like let's never ever do that here because that will.
Yeah, you're gonna freak out about that. Then,
yeah, and I mean I know I've opened myself up to a world of. BMW maintenance and all that stuff, but it is a certified pre-owned car. I got some warranty on it for a couple of years here. It seemed like it was well taken care of. So
every vehicle,
fingers crossed, baby,
is a crapshoot. Honestly,
yeah. I mean, it is, and then also, I mean, if you don't follow the maintenance schedule on your vehicle, like most people don't, it's like, oh, this is due at 50,000. Yeah, I won't do that.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I've accepted it going into it that yes, I will do those things. I will do the stuff you're supposed to do, so it's fine.
You put the car seats in, put the children in, gave them chocolate milk, and they proceeded to dump it and then sprinkle
that's another
Lucky
one.
Charms all over the bottom of the seat. And
my car, outside of the children part, my car almost always looks like it's, at least on the inside, looks like it just got detailed because I don't eat in my car. I mean, I very rarely drink in my car either. And then when I'm done with anything in my car, I grab the trash can. There's a trash can right in my garage. So I get out, I grab whatever's there and throw it away. So my car always looks like clean and pristine on the inside. You have children and you quickly realize how fast that goes out the window where it's just, here's fruit snacks. Here's all of this. And it's just getting trashed. And in the Malibu, so it'd be like once a week I'd go in, I'd clean. Because when I pick them up from daycare, they got to have their snacks. And so
gotta have the snacks.
Oh yeah, if you don't got snacks ready, you might as well.
Holy hell for everyone.
No, there's no way that's working. So you got to have the snacks ready to go.
Snacks.
Yeah. Oh, it would just be. I mean, I've learned the hard way. You just have to stop at a gas station and get something for them to eat because they're just so ravenous at that point. But so today I'm like, okay, guys, it's Daddy's new car. Let's just be really careful.
Yeah.
And whereas before, like a cheesy Ritz cracker, where before I'd be like, here's the whole package. I'm like, okay, I'm giving you one at a time. When you're done with that one, you can have another one. And the other really funny thing was, and I mean, this is just the way it goes, but at my children's daycare, the playground has wood chips on it. Yeah, and so they're constantly just covered in wood chips. I mean, there's wood chips everywhere on our kids all the time. Like they're covered in it. And my son's getting in the car and because it's wood chips, they're just like dusty and everything he's touching with his feet is just leaving these crazy dust streaks on everything. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, I go, hey, do you want to take your shoes off? And he goes, sure. And I take them off and just wood starts pouring out of the shoes. And I'm like, that was the worst thing I could have done is take his shoes off.
Yeah.
I will never do that one again. But the protective back of the seat mat and then the protective mat for the car seats to go on should be here tomorrow to save me that. Because my old car, I'm like, I don't like the Tahoe. We have those in. But this one, I'm like, I don't need you just kicking the seats and all the stuff you guys, the indenting that the car seats do, all that. Like, I will do whatever I can to protect that for the time being. So
yeah, it's like in the back of our main vehicle where all the car seats have been for years. It's just like, no, this is just a war zone back here.
Oh, it is. It is just. Sometimes I go in, and I'm like, oh my god, like what took place here? Like, it's a war zone. It's a massacre. It's crazy. My dog loves going in the Tahoe because he's just cleanup crew. Here we go.
Yes, it's like eating snacks.
These goldfish that have been here for 2 weeks. Here we go. Some fruit snacks. Yep.
That we were at the circus was in Aberdeen, and I bought it's called snow cones, but they're in the cup, the ices in a cup, the light up cup. I'm sure you've seen them before. Hand those to each of my daughters. I swear I know more than turned and paid and turned back around. And my 3-year-old, you couldn't have dumped it out faster if you just took it and went
just tipped it over.
Boop. And I'm like, what happened? But I'm like, I was just like, well, you didn't dump it all over each other much. So I'm like, that's a win.
Right. You're not that dirty.
Right. Now you're not soaking wet from a snow cone. So I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
And you're not furious that you want another one. So I'm like, I'm calling that a win.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really get our $5 worth out of that snow cone, but it's also not a tragedy. So
yeah, just kind of how it goes. Sometimes you got to roll with the punches.
I mean, you couldn't have dumped it out faster if you tried, though, I think.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like, do you ever just wonder at your house, how do we spill cups of water this fast, this often? Does that happen to you guys a lot? Are you spilling liquids?
Oh. Actually, the running joke at my house is that several many cows have lived and died just to cover the amount of milk that Jack has spilled in our houses over the years. Yeah. The cups of milk the giant glasses of milk that
just
have been
full to the top and then
tipped. That I'm like, first of all, you are not allowed to fill your milk up that far anymore. And second of all, how do you do that every day?
Yeah. No, there's some days where the kids will tip over a glass of milk, a glass of water. I'm like, okay, yep, I guess that's the one for today. We got it out of the way. And it's not even 30 seconds later. Then while I'm cleaning it up, I tip one over then. And I'm like, I think I went years of my life without spilling a beverage. And there's some days where it's just a multiple time occurrence.
Yes, that's definitely a thing that happens. So are you going to whip any shitty? Do you think you could whip a shitty in the Beamer?
Well, it is all-wheel drive.
Right.
Rear-wheel drive bias because, we're talking a European sports car here. But
it's performance.
I don't know if you could or not. I haven't really tried. I actually haven't got to drive it at night. And outside of the test drive where I took it on the interstate for a mile or two, I haven't actually got to drive it over the 45 miles an hour yet. So
would the blue one have because if the blue one would have been there, you would have bought that one. It sounded like would it have been the same year or a different same model ish?
It was the same model. It just had a different
different pack,
a different package. Yeah, I think this one had the M Sport package on the one I got. That one it didn't have the M Sport, but it had some others. You could say that one had a slightly different, probably a lower level of trim on that one.
Yeah.
This one has everything that one did and a little more. But the blue one, what it had going for it was a blue, and then it also had, I think they call it, I forget what they call it. It's like a Werther's, like a Werther's candy, those brown candies.
Yeah.
It kind of had that color interior, which is what I really like.
That's kind of cool too. Yeah.
This one has the black interior, which is boring. At the end of the day, it's boring, but it is just really nice. I'm telling you, man, leather technology. It's crazy, man. My Malibu has leather seats, and they feel like what you would expect leather seats to feel like. Yeah. These are leather seats. It's perforated leather, and somehow it kind of feels like cloth. It's soft like cloth, but it is leather. It's crazy, man. I don't know.
So do you think at the Lift Hard Live Easy Classic 3, will you be racing Grayson and Ryan?
Yeah.
Will there be a?
There's going to be 2 Civic Type R's are going to go.
What's the movies?
Fast and the Furious.
Is it going to be a Fast and the Furious type scene?
I think so.
Like you're going to step up, like you're going to walk up to Grayson and Ryan standing outside their cars. You'll be like, Hector says, I wish I could. I'm going to memorize those lines so I can start saying that because it makes me laugh so much every time. But
yeah, I forget all of them too. But actually, on paper, we're probably pretty similar. Actually, me having
are they front wheel drive?
They're front wheel drive though, so they're going to have some traction issions that I will not. But horsepower,
you can have all that power, but if you can't transfer it to the road, what good does it do you?
They're definitely going to have me on weight.
Driving around on those. What do they say in? What's the yes they do?
Oh, Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. What does he say? He's like it's the guy making fun of Wooderson about Melba Toast, and he says
this one at all.
He's making fun of the tires on Melba Toast, or the other way around. Maybe it's Wooderson making fun of the other guy, and he's like, you're driving around on he calls his tires something that he's like really shitting on his tires.
I'm trying to look it up here, but
yeah,
don't see it.
Well, because it's such a not integral part of the movie.
Oh wait, you mean that's not one of the iconic Matthew McConaughey lines?
No. Makes fun of a car tire by asking you're gonna go to walk over a tire like it's No, I'm just getting this. They stay the same age quote. I'm like, yes, thank you. That's what I wanted. Yeah, I'll follow up with that next. Actually, drop it in the comments. What is that scene? I was like, what does he call those?
What you're talking about, man?
He's like, you're driving around on those It's not like donuts, but it's something like that. But that's what they're doing. Is that what Ryan and Grayson are doing in their Type Rs?
Probably in their Type Rs. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Them Civic
boys.
And then
and Big Alec will bring his Hellcat.
Oh yeah, that would, in a straight line beat all of us,
Yeah. What do Hellcats have? Are those?
They got a Hemi.
Okay, yeah. So are they V8s though then, or is it something?
That's Dodge's thing, putting V8s.
But it's not like right.
That one might be supercharged. I think the Hellcat,
I was gonna say, is it a supercharged V8 then, or
I think it is. It's let's see. A supercharged 6.2 liter V8. Yeah.
Okay. There's no replacement for displacement, is what Big Alex said.
There's not, unless you had a supercharger on there too, I guess. It's all about displacement until you get that supercharger.
Until you also add the supercharger.
Yeah.
Have you been following any of the big basketball podcast over here? Have you been following any of the NBA playoffs?
Yeah, I actually I didn't realize the NBA playoffs had started. What was it, over Easter weekend? I was back home, and my younger brother had turned it on, and I didn't even realize they were playing the Lakers, and I'm like, oh God, I know the Lakers are kind of on a tear right now. I'm not sure how good this is going to go for the T-Wolves, and I didn't want to be too emotionally invested in it, so we were doing family stuff, whatever, and eventually things were slowing down. So I go, okay, I'll go turn the game on, and they were up by like 20. I'm like, okay, things are looking all right here, and they basically kept that lead the entire game. They look great. What, they score like 120, 130 points.
Yeah, they made like 21 threes.
Yeah, they were doing awesome. Everything that I was watching, there was no breakdown. They were just kept looking good. And I thought, okay, here we go. And then it looks like they had a pretty bad first quarter last night that maybe...
They had a terrible game. It was the lowest points that they've scored the entire season.
Oh, it was actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I saw they ended up losing by what, like
points.
15 or something?
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean they within in the fourth quarter they brought it within single digits.
Oh, they did.
Okay, yeah, but
I just saw the box scores. It was like the first quarter they were outscored like 12-36 or something stupid like that.
And obviously we cover the Minnesota sports.
That's what we do. Podcast, Minnesota sports podcast here.
Yeah. So they 1-1 coming back to Minneapolis for game 3 and 4. I did have to break down. We weighed their options on this about 100 times. The Lakers tickets are not cheap because it's the Lakers and it's
the
particularly
playoffs.
because it's LeBron and Luka are like two of the biggest draws in the NBA,
absolutely.
And they're on the same team now, so that is the thing. But we're going to game 4.
What
Because
day's
I was
that?
like, no, I just want to see it.
Yeah, what day's that?
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
Yeah,
So game 3 is that tomorrow or Friday?
I can't remember which game,
Okay.
game 3 is.
Okay.
No, that's on Friday. That's on Friday because that was an option too. You could sit courtside at the game for $30,000 a ticket.
Oh. Well,
we didn't choose that option. Actually,
with Klarna, could you break it into 4 easy payments over the course of
7,000? Actually, we're sitting up the highest I've actually never sat in the upper deck at the Target Center before, and we are sitting almost to the very top of the upper deck because even those tickets are ridiculous.
I'd believe it,
too
dude.
Expensive in my opinion. So, like the places we would normally sit, like where we went and sat during the regular season, that ticket is like 5 times as expensive right now.
Like $1,000 or more, probably.
Yeah, it's like $1,000 ticket that I maybe paid $200 to $300 for earlier in the year.
Yeah, well, the last game. So when we went to the game in January, I think that was, we were on the upper level, and we were probably 5-6 rows back. I mean, you're back there. You can still see pretty good though. Like it was fine. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's playoffs. It's gonna be sweet.
Right. It's the atmosphere, and also like I wanted the main thing is like my son's gonna get to watch LeBron James play one time, and it's like I talk to people that will still I went to a Michael Jordan game. You know, like that's a noteworthy thing.
That is actually that is a good point.
Like you're like, no, I went to a Michael Jordan game, and you're like, oh, that's sweet.
Well,
you know, like,
and it could be one of those things where at a certain point in time, 10 years from now, I'd be like, yeah, I went to a game where Ant, Luka, and LeBron all played. Like, whoa, that's a crazy lineup of people.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. But we are going to. The game is at 2:30 in the afternoon. Most people wouldn't do this, but
are you going in the morning?
Yeah, we're going in the morning, and we're coming back after the game's over. And I'm like, no, that's the way to make it the trip more, to make it more reasonably
I mean, you save
priced.
$200 or more right there, easy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think though. So the
timeline actually works out though. So we'll leave here at like 7 a.m. Get there around noon.
Yeah, the morning drive's not an issue because you're just so excited. Like that one's easy.
Oh yeah, but then the way back, I'm like, well, we'll still get home at like 10 p.m.
Yeah,
so it's not like
the game will be done by 4 or 5.
5.
5. Yeah, you get out of there 5 hours. Yeah. Just people that don't know, it's just a short 5-hour drive back to Aberdeen from Minneapolis.
We're driving 10 hours in that day, but I'm like, I don't know, that's makes sense. Like it's like the game is at the perfect time is part of the reason why I ultimately decided to get it, because I'm like, well, I'm factoring in the hotel. We don't have to get a hotel for this one. You know, there's just most people wouldn't want to do it that way, but I'm like, I really just want to see the game. So that is a way to be able to do it.
That's funny. So I was going to ask you if you were planning on going to any, because, you did the one last year, and I was thinking, I briefly considered it for a moment, because this weekend, I have a cousin that lives in the cities. She's having a bridal shower. So my wife is going to the cities, and I'm like, maybe I'll just go too, and I can go talk some people into going to the game. But then I was like, wait a minute. It's the Timberwolves-Lakers playoffs. There's no we'll just go to the game. Like, we're talking
There
money
are
here.
still tickets.
Well, I know they are, but like, you're paying money to go see these things.
Yeah, everyone has to be on board with spending a lot of money to go watch that in order to make it happen too.
And I thought, this is a good weekend to sit home and do nothing, I guess.
Like when we used to be a proper friggin' country.
That's right. Just doing nothing all the time.
Should we bring this one on home like
I think
Johnny
so.
Holmes band would? Let's bring her on home, Johnny. First, I want to tell everyone we didn't really even talk much training, unfortunately, but Juggernaut AI is the training. We talked about putting the hay in the barn, so I suppose next week we'll have to touch more on an update on training. You weren't on a deload or anything, were you?
A week ago. I'm starting to back up this week. Man, I actually think that the deload, I remember last week thinking, this deload seems pretty light. I don't know why. And now this week, getting back after it, I'm like, I almost feel detrained. Like I'm sore today from my lifting. So, yeah, we will see. Trust the process.
You're on a start of a strength block then.
I am. We're back to 5s, baby.
So you got 2 strength blocks and a peaking block ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's juggernautai.app. That's the program we're talking about Tommy using there. You can use it also. Go on. You need to sign up through the web browser in order to use discount code Massenomics. That saves you 10% for the lifetime of the membership. Follow along. If you're skeptical, you just go ahead and listen to the next 12 weeks as Tommy leads up to hitting some. I'm calling it. He's going to hit PRs on all 3 lifts and a meet total. And
if I can keep it all together, if I don't get hurt between now and then, I mean, it would be things would have to go pretty bad to not hit probably, to basically be at an all-time PR.
Yeah. Thanks to Juggernaut AI.
Exactly. 36 years young, in the best shape of my life.
Hell yeah, brother.
This episode is also brought to you by Texas Power Bars. Right now, Texas Power Bars is running a limited time sale with free shipping on all orders in the contiguous United States. That can be a savings of, $20 to $50 on your next bar. If you want to know what bar to get, you can get the original Texas Power Bar. And, we got to talk about this, Tanner. You can do Tanner's newest, hottest challenge, internet challenge, the double overhand 10-rep deadlift max challenge.
It's sweeping the nation and the world both.
It's sweeping the world. If you want to be legit and do it correctly, you would get yourself an original Texas Power Bar. If you need to go a little easy, we can also recommend the Texas Deadlift Bar. That's a great bar. Or the 29 millimeter Texas Power Bar. Maybe you want to make things even a little harder. That would be that extra 0.5 millimeter would probably really add to the struggle. So those are all great options. We would recommend all of them. Buy it now at texaspowerbars.com.
Yeah, I did meet my match on that when I tried the 455.
Yeah, so
I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be able to get
What did you do the week before?
I didn't do it on 445 because when I'm adding the 10 pounds, like I've been doing the grip thing, but really I'm adding the 10 pounds because I'm progressing my deadlift as I'm,
you're not doing this whole thing as a grip challenge.
Right. So, and when I went in for the 445, I had done some grip stuff that weekend and I'm like, my hands, I don't know if I can do 1 rep today of what I've done for 10 because my hands were just fried. So I did it with straps. So I never got to try the 445 because I just knew I couldn't have done it that day. So then I went, as far as the grip goes, I went from 435 to 455, or 435 I could get it for 10, and 455 I missed that on my 6th. I was like, couldn't lock out my 6th rep.
Okay.
I could tell when I went to go get my 6th one, I'm like, I do not think I'm going to be able to hang on.
So it really was that much harder, or were you just not as fresh? What do you think it was?
I think it just started to get that much harder.
Yeah.
I think I was just at a tipping point where it seems weird that it would drop off that much, but I think at 435,
it's easy until it's not. And then,
right. Where at 435, I could tough it out and get 10, and at 455, it's just getting heavy enough where 5 was was my limit. I mean, I don't know if it was on a perfect day. No, I don't think I would get 10 at that. Not at least without
but maybe 6 or 7.
Maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
I could have had a day that was maybe a little better, but I didn't go, it wasn't like the week before where I'm like, I can't do this today. I went into it with a pretty good, but I did have my straps on and ready because I also kind of knew.
So that's what you gave yourself an excuse.
That's probably why I missed it. So then I had to put my straps on and just do them the old fashioned way, which putting your straps on after you've done half of a set of 10 and then starting up again is a little tiresome also too.
Right. And it makes the lift feel different, actually. It almost feels like you're doing something different,
for sure. Oh, it definitely makes it feel different. And that was the Facebook post that Randy came out of the woodwork on. So the Randy comments.
The Randy comments.
Did you read that comment? I'm like, props for just such a nonsense troll comment too. I'm like, what do you like? The last sentence, I couldn't even tell what he was trying to say.
It's a pretty bold move to just take a stance against deadlifts and also make it a personal attack on someone for deadlifting. That's pretty wild.
He was getting at me. He was getting me from all the angles. He's like, deadlifts are stupid. You're fat. Yeah. You probably can't bench anything. Your ponytail is dumb. I know. I'm like
that was
holy cow, what did I do to you?
Right, as I'm reading it, it's like, it's not even just the generic, this lift sucks. Which is typical. Damn, this guy is really putting a lot of effort into this one.
Because it was the summary. I mean, we could read it out loud. We probably don't have to, but the summary is, I don't know why you're deadlifting. That's such a stupid exercise. Plus, it's just guys like you that do it that are out of shape and overweight, and it's probably because you can't squat or bench very much at all.
Yeah.
And then there's one last
also
sentence.
nice ponytail or something.
Yeah. There's the final sentence. I can't even tell what he is trying. Like, I mean, I know it was another dig, but I don't even know what the final nail in the coffin was supposed to be. Like, you couldn't piece it together. But I was not offended by that at all.
Because it was so crazy. It was just like so out of nowhere. And it's not even, I get it when people get hate for lifts online when they have just god awful form. Because like the form police will come out. Like, that's a thing. You know that's going to be a thing.
That's
but you're just deadlifting and you weren't even like, oh, look at me. Like, PR's here. I'm the man. Like, it was none of that. It was just like, oh, failed my grip challenge. Like, that was almost more of a call out on grip challenge than it was about deadlifting.
Right.
But that guy latched onto it. That was a surprising one.
And then I'm like, I'm not thin, but I'm not that fat. Like, what's he going to say about someone that's super overweight?
This is what you consider fat, though. Like, man, I'm not. You got a bone to pick with a lot of people then.
So I was like, I thought I looked decent. I'm not even mad, but I'm just like, geez.
I actually went back after I read that. I'm like, oh, maybe Tanner's belt is like positioned to where it makes him look really fat. I'm like, nah, I don't see it. Don't see it at all.
Yeah, that guy had an axe to grind.
He did. Just some pent up aggression.
That's probably definitely the Instagram.
Damn
YouTube
it! I didn't put timestamps on it again. I'm so mad.
And the funny part is the logic on people that do deadlifts do them just because they can't bench good or squat good. I'm like, I don't think that's right.
I've never heard anyone say that ever.
And
I
also,
mean, I've heard people like when you're a deadlift specialist, like people might say that, but
well, and if I was 6'2", 160 pounds, and it was a video of me deadlifting 700 pounds, you might say, "Oh yeah, that's that's
all you got."
Thing someone thinks, but I'm like, I don't have the look of someone that's like just good at deadlift or like I'm not like
and you're not doing sumo with 4 inch range of motion, just straight up deadlifting. Can't please them all.
I guess not. We'll get you eventually there, Randall. The Randy Mandy.
Do I make you Randy?
Someone should have posted that GIF on Do I Make You Randy? Which is funny because it's his name. Should we land this sucker?
I think so.
All right, Tommy, where do they find? Oh, they can find us looking real badass. We'll pull up in Tommy's 5 Series BMW, and I'll get out in my Shacknosis in the back. I'd say things are going pretty well over there.
These guys are here on business. Stay out of the way.
Other than inside the BMW, racing people for pinks, where do they find you?
Besides those places, you can find me at the local car parts store where I'm souping up my car. No, you can find me on Instagram at Tomahawk_D.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. You can follow me at Tanner_Baird. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics. We'll see you in the pre-show.
See you.